But
yeah, we've been quite we've had a good group of clients come forward. Last year, I put on about 500 student sessions and workshops, and to me, even though I'm giving the same lesson over and over again, to me, each night that I walk in is absolutely a brand new experience because the people have, and the types of business they have are just fascinating to see them think about it and show us their passion and competence in this business.
You've got some tremendous volunteers that have been there for a long time. We've heard John Bonsignor has been with us to talk, Bob Chekanek, obviously Harold Swanner talking it up, Bob Gorosky,
Bob,
who's a tremendous supporter and someone with a similar accent to yours. So y'all must have. But real quick about yourself, you said you've been here about 6 years.
Yes.
Bill, you came here from?
The last place I lived before I moved here was New Jersey. And I had prior to that worked literally all over the country and done some tours offshore, Brazil and Ireland and a few other places. But my wife and I have moved and been all over the country.
Got some connection to a little further north or north.
I would say, yeah.
You grew up where?
I was born and raised in Massachusetts.
I was about to say, forgive me. Yes, there's some Massachusetts.
Well, I've lost most of that accent, except when I go back up there, I pick it back up within
it's shining now.
minutes.
I'll let you know that. Yeah, within minutes. That's good. That's good. That's exciting. 843-918-1079.
Yes.
And, of course, nbscore.org. A lot of great information there. I think there's a link to the SBA.gov.
Yes, there is.
The Small Business Administration website. And as you said, if folks call the number, if it's other than the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 to noon, they can leave a message. Someone will get back to them. And, of course, the confidential nature is critical. But I'm sure a lot of folks want to know, what are some of the things, and you highlighted Horry Georgetown Tech, are they one of your locations for where you have your workshops, or the only location?
It's the one where we offer to the public. We've worked this out with Horry Georgetown, so we're part of their continuing education program.
Right.
So we do most of our workshops there. Good. However, we do them at a number of the Chamber of Commerce's. We run them there. We run them in Georgetown, Conway, North Myrtle Beach.
Right.
Since I've been here, we haven't done one yet in Myrtle Beach or Loris, but they're interested.
It'll happen. Yeah.
I'm sure we will be doing them.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of those. I've even done some where a group will call me up and say, can you come tell us about starting a business, or come tell us about SCORE, and we put on workshops of all kinds.
Not to cut you off, Bill, you highlighted that one of the two major reasons why businesses fail, but that first one of lack of a good plan.
Right.
Well, just for viewers to get a sense, we've only got about 5 minutes, but for viewers to get a sense of what are some of the practical techniques, do you actually, during the 21 hours, those 7 days, Tuesdays in a row, you actually go through some of those steps of breaking down how you do a business plan, or just what are some of the basics that a viewer may pick up if they call the phone and they come out to some of the workshops, or have you come to them, or they come to you?
Bob Chekanek, who you mentioned before, and I have built the current workshop program, and we took the approach that there were many good how to start your business programs, but they tended to be a recitation of a list of items. It's a laundry list here. Do this, do this, do this. And at the end of going through a number of these, we decided that we were going to do this differently. And the way we do it is we look at what we call the management cycle, which starts with an objective, in this case, the business idea. So we spend a lot of time talking about how do you define your business idea. We show them all the things that really needs to be considered, and then have them write a 50-word summary of their business idea. We critique that and help them move forward. Now, once they have that locked in and have a focused business idea, they then can move through a series of steps, and we tried to lay these steps out for them sequentially. Here's what you would do first. Here's what you would do next, and so forth. Too often, when people try to describe this thing, they just start listing. Right. So what we try to do is to show them in the sequence that they should be attacking these things. Developing the business plan starts with having a good market plan. After you have your business idea, then you go to find out your market plan. Who are your customers? How many are there? How many do you expect to get? What prices will you charge? What are your products or services? We spend a lot of time talking about market plans. Then we talk about a project plan. The project plan will be the steps you take from that day we meet till the day you open the door and start making lots and lots of money.
Right, yeah.
What are the steps to take that, and how do you manage that plethora of activities? We then spend considerable time on financial plans. We talk about what they are, what the difference between a cash flow and a income statement are, what a balance sheet looks like, what is a break-even analysis, and why is it important that you do these.
And Bill, you kind of like it when folks have no clue what you're talking about. You're talking to them in a foreign language, because then it's going to be much more exciting for them to really learn it. And you're seeing the bulbs flash, flash, flash.
Yeah, and that I think is one of the most, to me, special things about the workshops. Is to see this and look for who's still looking puzzled.
Right.
Who's not getting this?
The light bulbs flash. Sure.
Yeah, and then I try to spend time with them. And one other good thing, especially the 21-hour, is the workshop people get to know each other.
Good. Yeah.
And they start helping each other.
Good.
So we have this interaction that is done there.
Even though they know they're keeping stuff confidential or otherwise within themselves.
Yeah, we spend time on that right up front, talking about that. About, don't tell us anything you don't want anyone to know about in that workshop.
Right, in the workshop.
Because I'll guarantee, I won't say anything, but I can't guarantee what your fellow students are going to do.
Sure.
So we've had people that would not tell us the specifics of what they were doing in the workshop.
But would in a one-on-one.
On one-on-one,
sure.
They would, yes.
They would on a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Can small businesses start up and launch successfully without a business plan, Bill?
No. I've seen them start up without a written business plan.
Right.
In other words, the person doing it has it all in his head. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And he's got it in his head. And there are probably some kinds of businesses where they're so simple in terms of its structure and product offerings that you might get away with it.
Yeah.
But more often, that's really the exception, I think, that proves the rule. Almost everyone who fails, to put it a different way, anyone who doesn't have a business plan is certainly at high risk of failure. And what we try to do is let's reduce that risk.
Anyone who doesn't have a written business plan is at a much higher risk of failure.
Yes.
That's very important. We got a minute.
Okay.
When you think of y'all's vision for the future, and SCORE has a lot of goals. We haven't even had a chance to talk about SCORE U.
Yeah.
We haven't had a chance to highlight your winning the second runner-up nationwide, and obviously the South Carolina chapter of the year, other than to touch on them slightly, but big goals in the near term. You're the vice chair. Obviously, you're focused on the future of SCORE, the Grand Strand chapter. What are y'all really pushing towards, Bill?
Okay, I think what we see coming along is a huge growth in number of businesses in our area. I think the Hard Rock Cafe and the Market Common are signals that it's just going to sprout. There's going to be more and more and more small businesses starting.
Right.
I believe we have, as a chapter, have to be ready. My goal would be to double our volunteer membership.
Right.
Instead of 25, get up to 50. I would want to be able to at least double the number of clients we handle. And I certainly, as I mentioned before, want to be able to handle more of people who are already in business. So that's what we want to do, and programs like this and the Herald and others, I think, can help us, give us the publicity that we need. Let everyone know we're there and what we're offering. And
we'll have to get you back another time, Bill, to find out what makes you tick. But thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me in this morning. Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Bill Cole, the Vice Chair of the Grand Strand chapter of SCORE, coming up next. We have experienced, hands-on people to help you get started in business and stay in business. And if you're already in business, to keep going and growing stronger every day. Wasn't that a great quote of Bill's, to think about that? And didn't you love that alligator idea, the alligator story? If you can't remember what I'm talking about, go online this Friday to carolinapeople.com and watch this interview again, because it's a great example of what all you can pick up at SCORE. And you've got to remember this number, 843-918-1079, 918-1079. Give them a call. Call them now. Call them right now. You can leave a message. Someone will get back to you, if not today, tomorrow. They want to make a difference for you. Of course, mbscore.org. A lot of great information online. The SCORE chapter every day, the Grand Strand chapter. There's a reason they're the South Carolina chapter of the year. There's a reason they're second runner-up nationwide of the 368 SCORE chapters nationwide. Think about that right here, Horry, Georgetown counties, the difference they're making every day. Counseling through small workshops and one-on-one is tremendous. Bill Cole's just one of many. They want to keep adding more counselors, growing the number of folks they serve, and doing just that, making a difference every day. Bill Cole, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
You.